Hi guys, welcome back to my weekly pregnancy chats. So let's talk about week 18 and 19 of my first pregnancy. So I'm gonna start doing them 2 weeks at a time. Before I was doing them 1 week at a time, but I feel like this just makes sense. I'm gonna just kind of smush a couple weeks together. So let's talk about 18 and 19. Week 18, we had our gender reveal party here at our house, and it was so special. It was literally, it like exceeded my expectations. It was such a fun day. It was such a fun time. And it was truly just one of those really special days that I'm never going to forget. I will be posting a video showing the whole party and all of that kind of thing, or at least our reactions. I still have to go back and see what footage we actually got from it, but anyway, I'm just gonna say what it is. If you don't know already, we're having a girl. We are having a baby girl, and this is crazy because I'm definitely off with what I feel. My intuition was wrong. I kept saying over and over again, it's a boy. It's a boy, it's a boy. And then in my first trimester update, I had mentioned that after the 12-week appointment and like seeing the baby move, I was like, oh my gosh, it's a girl. It's her, like I know. And then I switched back to a boy. So anyway, I was wrong. Basically everyone else was right, and we are having a baby girl, which I'm so grateful, and I definitely desired to have a girl. I'm like, God knows what I need, and he fulfilled the desires of my heart. I do want a boy and a girl, if that's what's in store for my life. I would love that, but God knows what I need more. So anyway, I'm so grateful we're having a baby girl. I can't wait. We do have her name picked out, but I could change my mind. So leave me a comment and let me know, like, cute, fun, not so common girl names, like more like earthy kind of names. Nothing like too crazy. I don't want something like so different that she's gonna be like, why did you do this to me? But if you have any that are like, I don't know, cute, whimsical girl names, put them in the comments, and I need all the ideas. So I talked about getting a new doctor. Did I talk about that? Did I? I don't know, but anyway, I know that I did talk about not being really happy with my original doctor in previous chats on here. But I don't know if I've mentioned this in the last one or not. But anyway, I did switch doctors. I did. And I've been to a few appointments with her. And in week 18, I had to go and get checked out with her. So I think that was my second appointment with her. Super nice. I like her. I like the place so far. I think that anything would exceed what I did experience with my first original doctor. So anyway, yeah. And I will mention, at this last appointment with her, we were checking for the dysplasia that I have. I have mild cervical dysplasia going on, which is basically precancerous cells. I don't even like saying that sentence out loud, but that's what we're working with here. And she just had to check, like go in, open things up, and just kind of take a magnifying glass and just see what's going on in there. And if there was anything really bad, like a lesion, or if it just looked bad, we just needed to know. So in case we had to get in there and get that stuff out. But she said it looked super, super mild, and we need to check it when I'm not pregnant. So yeah, that's a whole other thing, but that's where I'm at right now. But I'm just grateful that it looked good compared to it looking bad, you know? We had a meeting with a couple of doulas, and they were so sweet. We really enjoyed our conversation. So we hired them. We hired a doula. So it's a team of 3 women, 3 women, I don't know what that was, 3 women. And one is just solely now a photographer. The other 2 are the doulas. So we'll be working with we're working with both of them in the process. And then when I do deliver, we'll be working just with one of them specifically, just depending on who's available. And they're both super nice, so I don't care which one. Just kind of seeing how things look at the end of this year or in fall of 2021 when I'm having the baby, hoping that the doula can be in the room along with Clark and my mom. That's my ideal situation, so we shall see. Playing it by ear. Life is weird right now. But yeah, I'm really excited to have a doula to be my health advocate, or like my, I don't know, my more natural approach advocate kind of person. I just think having one to work with throughout the rest of my pregnancy and then preparing us for day of and even postpartum, I think is gonna be just really valuable, and I'll learn from experience, but I feel really grateful for them to be on my birth team. So I'll keep you posted if I think that it was a good experience or worth it or whatever. Very excited about that. So kind of moving into week 19. Oh, and I will say that weeks 18 and 19 are probably the first weeks that I have, no, they are the first weeks that I felt more normal and more like myself, not being so sick. I did not know it was gonna take this long, literally almost halfway until I felt better. I thought I was gonna be clear between like 12 and 14 weeks. That's just what I've heard and what I've read. And that's not true. For me, that was not true. It took me almost halfway through my pregnancy, which I'm glad that I didn't know that at the beginning, because it would have seemed like I have months of feeling awful, and that would have just felt really tragic. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't know, but now here you are, and now you're gonna know. But then also at the same time, I think it's nice to prepare and nice to know, and now I know for my second one. So if you're a first-time mom and you're not feeling great and you're hoping it ends soon, I hope it ends soon for you, but it could be through halfway, but I don't wish that on you, I don't. But we have a healthy baby because we went to our anatomy scan during week 19. And I think this is done between like 18 and 22 weeks normally. And that I was nervous. I mean, every appointment has some type of like excitement and nerves attached to it. But this one was like, it's the big appointment. They go over your whole baby's body and you find things out at this appointment. And I was just staying positive, but also I'm a human being and I was nervous. So basically we had to wait quite a while in the waiting room, so it just like builds the anticipation. And then when we went in, the ultrasound technician, who was not the doctor, she, you know, it took a long time. I don't know how long that it took, but it takes a long time for them to measure everything, take their notes, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. And it was just like, it seemed like it took so long, and she wasn't saying anything, which that's her probably just being professional and like doing her job. And I totally knew that. But Clark and I like had to say something. I'm like, I have to speak. The room is like so thick with just silence. And she was like, oh, I'm quiet because, you know, I'm just focusing and whatever. I'm like, no, I totally understand. It's just I'm really nervous. And she's like, well, I will tell you that this is the third anatomy scan that we've had, or that I've done today, and your baby looks the best and has been the easiest to like photograph and measure and stuff. And we're like, oh, that's our baby girl, you know? So anyway, that was like, whew, a relief, because it's like they're quiet doing their thing, and the whole time I'm like, does she see something that I don't see because I don't know the technical stuff? I'm like, does she know something that I don't right now? Like something wrong? It's just, oh, it's so nerve-wracking. So then that was finished, and then we went back into the waiting room and then saw the doctor, and that I expected to take a long time, because that's just what I've heard, is it takes a long time with these things. They go over everything. And it did not take long with the doctor. She was like, you're good. Everything looks fantastic. Measuring great. She looks great. You have a healthy little babe right now. Like, everything's looking good. We're like, okay. She's like, you have any questions? I'm like, no, I don't think so. So that was like the best case scenario. And I just feel very, very like grateful. Very, very grateful. That's the way that it went down. Oh, so I went to my first yoga class at the studio in, gosh, like months and months and months and months and months. I don't even know how long, but definitely the first time being pregnant too. So I went to the studio that I teach at. So I still am teaching, but I just haven't been taking classes just because of the heat and stuff, because they're heated classes. And I've just been like trying to be really, really careful. And I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm ready. I grabbed some cool cloths that we have, and I was like, let me just grab some of those, put them next to my mat, had ice water there. I'm like, I can freely step out at any point if I feel too hot. And I know to modify, I know to take it slow. I was just like doing what my body needed. And it was fine. It was so good. I felt so good. I actually felt strong, but then also certain things I was like, well, this is different than it used to be. But it was fun. I really just, it felt so good being back in the studio. It felt so good. But I got a migraine for 4 days after. So my body, I think, just was like, wow, we haven't had a sweat like this in so long. We are now depleted. So that kind of sucked, but I just tried to drink a lot of water, get my electrolytes in, but I struggled for 4 days with the migraine. So that was not fun. That was just a couple days ago. It was awful. So I might try to do that like once a week, but if I'm getting migraines because of it, I just can't. It's not worth it. I can do stuff here at home. And then another thing is my sleep. So I've been waking up at like 3 a.m. like this whole past week, and like waking up and I'm awake. It's not just like tossing and turning and, oh, I can't sleep. I'm awake. And I don't like that. I want to go to sleep. So I've been getting up and getting water. Sometimes I'll take Nala outside and I'll play solitaire on my phone. That's been really fun. And I've tried to like not look at my phone because it's like, obviously blue light, that's going to mess up my circadian rhythms. It's going to make me be awake. My body's going to get confused. But when you're sitting there and you're like, well, I don't want to really get up and do a whole lot. I want to go to sleep, but I need to get tired. I'm going to stimulate my mind doing solitaire. And that's what I've been doing, and it's been fun. But yeah, it's been weird. It's been every single night, the same exact time. And I think that it's God just preparing me for baby girl to be up and feeding at that time, maybe. So yeah, I think that's what's happening. But I did go get some Calm magnesium powder to drink right before bed, which I have to pee 100 times anyway. So I'm like, what's this one extra drink gonna be? So I'm hoping that that starts to help. I'm gonna start taking that ASAP. And one more thing, and I'm gonna wrap it up. So I am vegan. I am gluten-free. I have been for years and years and years and years. Getting pregnant, obviously I'm being more mindful, but I've not been mindful with gluten. And I've been having it, which I haven't in so long. I have an allergy to it. It attacks my thyroid. My thyroid is great, but when I have wheat, that it attacks that because the makeup of wheat and the makeup of your thyroid with the amino acids, they're very, very similar. So sometimes your body can get confused and attack like the wrong thing, kind of a thing. Allergies you can kind of heal over time if you like slowly bring them in. And everyone's different. Work with a natural doctor to figure that out if you have that issue going on. But I was like, okay, well, if I have like a teeny tiny bit at a time and expose myself to it, like maybe I'll just be fine and I won't have the stomach issues and all that kind of stuff. So I've been having it, and then, you know, like things happen. One little thing turned into another thing, into another thing, into another thing. And I was having way more gluten than I have ever had. Well, that I've had in so many years. And my face, like I obviously, like my skin has not been perfect. I've not had that glow during pregnancy by any stretch of the imagination, but my skin, it was like an allergic reaction. It was so dry and so itchy and so red, like nothing that I've ever experienced on my face before. I would just touch my skin and be like, this is like leathery, or like not my skin. Like it was so weird. And I would put like just oil on or something, and I'd completely break out. It was like, and it was not the product, it was definitely an internal thing. But I was just super sensitive to anything. So I was just putting coconut oil on my face, and then also this balm that's like, oh, I have it actually sitting right here. That's funny. That I usually just use on my body because it would usually break out my face. But I'm like, this is so, it's super, super clean. And I'm like, well, let me just put that on my skin to like nourish it, because that's like a thick cream. And it actually helped, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the gluten. Like, that's what it is. I cut it out. My skin is back to being my skin. So I can't do that anymore. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. So that's one of the things that I had to learn from experience, and maybe like a little bit, but I can't have the amount that I was having. My body, it's just not good. And I don't want to do that to my body or to my baby. So not worth it. Okay, I've been talking so long and I want to keep these shorter, but I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna show you my belly. Here we go. Okay, so this is my, I guess, 19 week, because I didn't show you my 18 week, but basically the same. But this is my belly. Yeah, there she is. That's my little girl in there. So getting bigger, and I can't wait. I love it. That's my belly. Okay, so stay tuned for more of these videos to come. Again, if you have any questions, if you are on this journey too, or even on like a similar timeline, I'm due at the end of October. These videos are a little tiny bit behind, but just, you know, let me know if you're close to where I am in your pregnancy, or if you have any suggestions or any questions. Inform me of all the things. I'd love to hear from you. So make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss all these videos to come, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye guys.